Hi friends, I'm Rena D'Souza and I'm here to teach you all MongoDB. MongoDB is a software that is a database. Now, how can I explain it? Let me put it in simple words. Uh, let's take, let's say, how would you define a database? The database would be a structured set of data held in a computer, especially the one that is accessible in various ways. Now this is, let's say, a Wikipedia definition of a database. Now what is the most common database that everyone would have been using? MySQL, Oracle, DB2. All these use the same kind of language known as SQL. Now before I enter MongoDB, it is something that you all should know is about the NoSQL part of it. SQL, it's the standard, is a structured query language. Now it has become a standard for databases. Everyone would be using SQL. It has become a part of your syllabus when it comes to learning in engineering college, or maybe it has just formed the basis of databases. If you have to learn databases, you start off with SQL. Now what I am going to cover here is something known as NoSQL. Okay. Now here is the textbook definition of NoSQL. A NoSQL database provides a mechanism for storage and retrieval of data that employs less constrained consistency models than traditional relational database models. Motivation for this approach includes simplicity of design, horizontal scaling, and finer control over availability. Now this is the textbook definition. Now if suppose the very fact NoSQL, the name itself suggests that it is not SQL, but it still refers to a database. Now what are the advantages of NoSQL? NoSQL database, I would like to explain it to you with an example. Consider your phone address book. Everyone has an Android phone. Consider the address book. Now and consider your actual relation models. I will explain it with an example. So what would a structure of a phone book have? Ideally it would have the name, the phone number, and maybe the address, and let's say email ID. Now this is an ideal phone book. Now consider this, that you are making this in SQL. So a user XYZ would have a telephone number 123 and maybe the address same as his name XYZ and an email ID xyz@gmail.com. Now suppose I want a I have another user PQR. Now Mr. PQR has the phone number 234, but Mr. PQR is a very busy man, so he has more than one phone numbers. Now ideally, if I'm supposed to design this in SQL, what would I do is insert another column here, one sec, and make another column here, phone number 1, and add 3, 4, 5, his second phone number, maybe the address is same again, and the email ID. Now if I want to put everything into a single table, the name, the phone numbers, and the address. Now if a person has 10 phone numbers, so I'm going to make 10 columns, phone number 1, 2, 3, 4. Now those who know databases really well, they will be like, why doesn't he make another column of just phone numbers and have a reference index? That is the correct way, but then 2 tables would be involved, as in more space would be used. So now till now whoever have got the idea that there is a wastage of space over here. Now suppose if another user comes in with 3 phone numbers and I have 10 users with only single phone number, so 2 blocks of memory, or I can refer to it as memory, would go waste. And this is the most major advantage. Okay, you use joins to overcome these advantages, but this is one of the most major disadvantages of SQL. Now uh, we will study NoSQL further, but the main advantage of NoSQL is that there are less rules. This is one of the very, like, SQL has too many rules. You have to define all the columns properly. So let's say I'm supposed to do the same thing with NoSQL, and I say add a row saying XYZ 123 address and email ID. Now for the next row, I don't need to define another column. I would just write PQR 234345, again the address, the email ID, and it would be a single database. And now as I take you ahead, you will come to know that it is known as a collection in MongoDB.